What's up everyone, Chris coming to you from Salty Island, and last week we took a little break, lots of info rolling in about ninth edition, and if you're anything like us, 8th edition has basically ceased to exist. There's lots to talk about, and luckily there are a lot of videos out there that already go ahead and just condense all of the updates together into one easy to look for place. So rather than do that, just wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about the thing that's on my mind, and that's the table size. My first thought when I saw the table size was to go over to my gaming table and take a look and see just what it looked like. So I went ahead and grabbed some tape, and you can see that it's actually quite different indeed. So at 500 points, here we normally play on a 4x4, or 48 inches for those of you too lazy to math. So already at the 500 point level you can see a big difference. It's over a foot narrower and then 4 inches shorter. When you go out to the suggested size for 2000 points, you can see that there's a solid foot over on the right side that's unused, and then there's the same 4 inches shorter on the back end. Now my first thought when I saw this was, hey, nice, 2 people can play a 500 point game at the same time, and there's some space on the side for books and drinks. Once I got past that though, my next thought was to grab some models, put it on the table and actually see what this looks like. Now we do know that points are increasing, but since we don't really have a full grasp on that yet, I just took a generic 1 troop choice, 1 elite choice, 1 HQ, and stuck a vehicle on the table. And you can see it fills up the table pretty nicely. I gave myself a 10-inch deployment zone, which in theory puts about 24 inches of no man's land between me and my opponent. And I can say that there really isn't much space. At 500 points, normally you don't have a lot of options, but the board really gets you right into the action. And it doesn't take much terrain also to get a good board fill. So all in all, I think this is actually really nice for new players and experienced players, really just anybody who wants a quick game. So you combine this with a smaller model count due to the points increase, and I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to easily get a game done over like a lunch break or something. Now GW has stated that there is nothing wrong if you choose to play on 4x6 or 4x4 or really whatever table size that you have handy. Obviously GW just wants you to buy some models, play some games, and have a good time. But as you can see, 44x60 is the board size that they recommend for the 2000 point games, which is also generally just the standard that the majority of people that I know in my local scene play with. And you can already see here on this one, this board, like I said, is about a foot shorter. So how will this affect the game again is to be seen, but having chatted with a few of the Salty crew, there's a few obvious thoughts. First one for you tournament players, I am pretty sure the extra space is going to be welcome. Las Vegas is home to the LVO, and if any of you have ever seen 500 gamers packed into one hall, then trust me when I say that an extra foot on each table makes a huge difference. The ITC, as I mentioned, did already state that they are adopting the new table sizes for their games going forward and their tournament events. For the rest of us casual players who don't go to tournaments, having sufficient terrain seems to be a little bit easier. And I know not everyone has the extra space to have one of these tables, much less more than one, in their house. For you game stores, probably just keep using the 4x6 tables since people play a variety of games in shops, and it's really on to the players how much space that they want to use, so having more is always better than having less. As far as the game goes, I do think that this is just one more step in speeding up the game. Smaller table sizes usually means that armies will get into attack range faster, be it shooting or close combat. The narrow table also means that there's less room to run away or fall back. So really all of these things together just makes for a faster game without really having to sacrifice any of the rules that have already been put in place. So final wrap-up thoughts. Seems that GW is not looking to make any changes to the way any of the armies themselves play. Rather, they're keeping the armies and instead changing the game around the armies, looking to give players new ways to play, new challenges to overcome, and really just different way to look at the game themselves. All in all, I think this is a great thing. In the end, I feel like we're all just really looking for a reason to play with our toys. So we'll be doing more videos like this in the lead up to 9th edition. So think about subscribing if you want to just keep the hype train rolling. And thanks again. See you guys next week.